We stood in the palace of Zeno-sama, and it would completely shake. Zeno-sama released a bit of his power. My lord, what are you about to do? A mortal can't count on a title like that. You can't even choose a candidate of one of the gods, much better one of the angels, but not a mortal.
Daishinkan, I already told you, Goku will be the new supreme god. After the demonstration of his power in the exhibition tournament and in the tournament of power, I'm sure this isn't a discussion. You are only here to obey my orders. Daishinkan was angry, knowing that he didn't have the power to do something against his guardians, and would bow. Understand, Lord, I'm sorry, it's just my small point of view. I understand if you want Goku to be the new supreme god. I'll accept it. When I ask for your point of view, you can give it to me. Otherwise, you better save your comments. I want you to be Goku's teacher so that the power increases amazingly. You understand?
Of course, my lord. I'll personally take care of training Lord Goku to become a powerful warrior. Don't worry. Returning to the planet of Beerus, we could see a great aura rising over the planet. Goku was able to master all of the Ultra Instinct, being able to access the state at will. Wow, I'm amazed at the ease in which you're able to master Ultra Instinct. Apparently, it's been able to master it to 100%, by which he'll be able to have the Ultra Instinct even as his new base state if he so wishes.
Thanks very much, Whis, but this is thanks to you. No matter how hard I try, I don't have any of your knowledge. Your knowledge helps me reach a new level, and I appreciate it.
Oh, don't worry, Mr. Goku. Since you've been trying too hard, I've got to confess. It is said that the Super Saiyan 4, a transformation which is the destructive power, explodes. I don't know if you can combine the Super Saiyan 4 with your divine power.
Super Saiyan 4? I've never heard of this transformation. That's incredible. Of course I want to access it later to combine it with my divine energy. I'm sure I'll become more powerful.
In that case, it seems that we can start training that'll allow you to access Super Saiyan 4, and since it is a primitive transformation. Whis, with the help of his staff, would make Goku's tail grow back. Thanks to Goku, he would start his rigorous training mainly of meditation. You must control your mortal energy in the same way, 100%, as it will be useful for you to master your Ozaru state. Because you have not been able to master your tail like ordinary Saiyans, you must master your mortal energy 100%.
I understand. I'll continue meditating and become more powerful. I know I can achieve it. Don't worry.
Meanwhile, in a faraway place in the Divine Kingdom, the angels gathered because Daishinkan requested an emergency meeting.
What happened? Our father has never informed us of an emergency meeting, and for him to do this without warning means something serious is happening.
Maybe you're right, Vados. Maybe it's something truly informative. Since it won't always be bad news, you gotta have a little more faith, because if you continue with such negative mentality, you won't attract anything positive in your life.
Our brother Vados is right. The angels that you know called the most powerful angel among the 12. You gotta have to see it in a different way.
Instantly, a great portal would be around them where Daishinkan would emerge. Thank you, angels, for coming. This is the most important thing to me, and I want you to know that what I'm doing in the future, I would like the support of all my children.
But Father, if you want to have all of our support, you gotta wait for Whis, because otherwise you'd have to repeat everything again.
Vados, don't worry. Whis will not be notified of this meeting. His character is influenced by mortals. His neutral temperament's disappeared, so we have nothing to talk about in this meeting. And it can go out to the gods, and at least to all the... I understand, Father, so you can inform us what you will do without any problem, since none of us will say anything about it. Continue. Thank you, son. I continue. I'm tired of serving under Zeno. We angels are supposed to be the most powerful race of the 12 universes, even the whole cosmos. Why can't we be rulers? I'm about to overthrow Zeno, and I'd like to count on your support. Murmurs among the angels were evident, because they were not prepared to receive such news. Daishinkan would then break the silence. I'm sure all of you are wondering the reason why I reveal myself. It's the useless Zeno. I want to grant the position of Supreme God to the mortal's son Goku, a simple mortal. I would understand offering it to a god or even an angel, but a mortal? If we continue with this mandate, I'm sure it'll lead to ruin of the 12 universes.
I understand your viewpoint, Father, and I know that I'm governed by the probabilities, so ask for your plan to follow. Even since our support will not be able to do anything against the guardians of Zeno-sama, much less if Zeno-sama is able to access his combat form.
First thing I have to think of is ending Son Goku's life or steal him from eternity in the demonic kingdom. It's said that the fourth prince of hell hates the Saiyans, since it is said that he defeated the power of the original Saiyan.
I understand, Father, and I know that you'll have our support. If you continue to create our dynasty, of course we'll be with you. The race of angels will rise up over the 12 universes, and we will no longer be servants to the gods and kings. We will be rulers.
That'll be the first step of the new dynasty. I want to create my next step, and that'd be to end the life of the guardians of Zeno-sama. And for that we'll need...
At that moment, Daishinkan's staff would sound, because Zeno-sama requested his presence in the palace, and Daishinkan would sigh.
Useless Zeno's requested my presence, so I'm retiring, children. In a few days, I'll give you details of the new dynasty we'll form.
Daishinkan would leave the palace of Zeno-sama just as each angel would leave for their universe. In Zeno-sama's kingdom, Daishinkan would arrive, being able to greet an angry Zeno-sama who was preparing everything to leave with his guardians in search of Daishinkan. What the hell's gotten into you, Daishinkan? You weren't able to respond to my call, and I was able to get out to search for you. This situation better not happen again.
I apologize, Lord. I had to solve a few issues that was pending. That's why I was able to leave the palace. We are not interested in your excuses, priest. Haven't you listened to the great Zeno-sama? If he asks for you to be in a minute, you better be here earlier. Do you understand, you trash?
Daishinkan would duck his head while asking for an apology to Zeno-sama and his guardians.
It's very close to finishing with all you damn good-for-nothing worms. I'll rejoice while you beg for me for your lives. Oh, I swear I'll make you suffer.
I've been thinking about everything you told me, Daishinkan, and this time I want us to hold an elimination tournament for all the gods and mortals. Since this will be placed on multiple planets, they'll have the key to win the magical chest to get out, and victorious team will be able to choose the new supreme god. I'm sure Son Goku from Universe 7 will win, and you'll be convinced.
I understand, Lord, but I understand correctly that this occasion the gods of destruction will also participate? Why should the gods participate, Lord?
Because there are even mortals who compare themselves to the power of the gods, while others do not have that power. To make everything equal, even their gods will have the benefit of participating in the elimination tournament.
I understand. In that case, how much time do I have to inform the gods of the new elimination tournament, or do you prefer to call the tournament to find the supreme god?
That name doesn't sound bad, but don't give the slightest details to the gods. Just inform them of a new tournament in which they'll also participate, and I want this tournament to take place in 2 months so that they have time to train.
I understand. In that case, I'll go do my duty.
Returning to the planet of Beerus, all the time with Whis' staff, they managed to make Goku master his tail in the best possible time. And Goku would access this new transformation, making the whole planet of Beerus shake. However, it was an amazing power, and it didn't compare to the power of the divine transformations. This power runs through my body is amazing, but definitely the Ultra Instinct's more powerful than this. It has served me to master my internal energy. Mr. Goku, you better take a break, because you've been training hard for several consecutive months. You know better than anyone if you don't have good rest, training can be double-edged, so please try to rest. Heh, of course! This time, I'll plan to return to Earth for a few months to spend with my wife and kids, and I also want to see how the crops are going. I promise when I sow, I'll bring you a great feast. Ho ho! That does interest me, Goku, and it'd be a pleasure to taste your harvest. Goku would return to his base state, putting his fingers on his forehead and teleporting. Heh, I thank you for your training. I gotta go to Earth. Goku would disappear from the place, returning back on Earth, arriving with his wife and kids, having a great banquet because they hadn't seen their father in a few months. Goku, while enjoying his family, didn't know that there'd be the last days of peace and calm that they have, because Daishinkan would inform each and every one of the destroying gods of the new tournament, and the great Zeno-sama would hold in about 2 months.
Vados and Mojito, I want you to join me. We have to eradicate Son Goku, but if we end his life for no reason, it'd be suspicious. We have to find the perfect opening.
I understand, Father. In that case, you should wait for the perfect moment. If we attack him right now, some relative of Son Goku could discover us. Although I hate to admit it, I agree with Vados. It's best, Father. The next day, Goku with his vegetable field, under a big sun, would think about the transformation to Super Saiyan 4. Before taking time with the fam, I want to master Super Saiyan 4 100%. Since I only am able to achieve that transformation, I haven't been able to control the wear of its energy. Goku would quickly put on his training clothes, heading towards the Holy Temple with the intention of training in the room time. But Goku, without noticing, was being stalked by the High Priest and his 2 children. But Father, how do you intend on killing him? Or do you plan on sending him to the Infernal Realm, specifically with the fourth Prince of Hell?
That's what I'm looking forward to. I want to end that miserable mortal because it's his damn fault that Whis stopped being neutral, and Zeno-sama, I want him to be the new supreme god. I want him to suffer for all eternity.
Goku's energy would disappear, leaving the trio of angels surprised, who didn't know what happened. Since she was the smartest angel of all, she began to analyze everything and notice the room of time. Well, I didn't expect this. A mortal Son Goku accessing another dimension, with this intention of having better results in a shorter time. But I'm surprised there's such a room of this insignificant planet.
Well, apparently I won't be sending Goku to the Kingdom of Demons. But this time it'll be more satisfying. I'm going to seal him in that room and wait for me. I'll personally take care of him.
In the time room, Goku was standing observing the place, preparing to start his last training. He would feel his presence in this place, and the sky portal would form and a great pressure would fall into place. But if you're Daishinkan, what are you doing here? You want to train with me?
Because of your guilt of the useless Zeno-sama is changing everything for millions of years that it took me to build. So I, the High Priest, grants you the curse of immortality. You'll also be sealed in this dimension of my own power.
Hundreds of chains of energies were added to the dimension. While Daishinkan left the place, Goku in the room of time, just as he manipulated the own dimension of the time, passes much faster, and so Son Goku's agony would be even more. This is the first step complete. We require the Super Dragon Balls to be able to bring to life the guy who called Black Goku to impersonate him. Daishinkan would manage to completely seal the dimension of the time room, forming a dimensional clock in the room, and Goku's agony would be stronger. Knowing he was sealed, Daishinkan disappeared. Goku would try to leave because he thought it was a bad joke. What happened, Daishinkan? I haven't done anything to try to betray me. I was trying to bring the 12 universes of the Tournament of Power to life. Goku, when trying to leave, his face would go from joy to terror to anger. His door of dimension had completely disappeared. Goku released his power. As amazing as it was, he managed to do nothing. No, this can't be happening! I know that I have to be able to get out of this dimension by expelling my power. And since it's the thing that Gotenks in Super Saiyan 3 did, he was able to create a dimensional porter. I gotta count on my divine energy. Goku would access Super Saiyan Blue Max power, clenching his fists. This amazing power, though it was not able to create any cracks in the room, surprising him and frustrating him, because this power is greater than that of Super Saiyan 3. Damn, how can I not open a portal to the outside? My divine energy is more powerful than mortal, but I'll try my mortal energy. I don't got plans to stay here. Goku at this moment, in his base state, accessed his transformations with the intention of creating a small portal to leave the place. No matter how great his efforts were, he couldn't succeed. In the instant Goku accessed Super Saiyan 3, everything around him changed drastically. He wasn't able to create a dimensional crack. I've got one more transformation. I'm planning to use everything I've got. Daishinkan, grant me immortality. I want to check if it's real, because if I die, I'll be able to get out of this damn place. Goku at the moment surpassed his limits, getting to Super Saiyan 4. He wouldn't stay there, and it was overloading his body, but after a few minutes, a huge explosion was created, and his body had exploded into hundreds of pieces in the time room. Outside, Daishinkan with his two children got the Dragon Balls. Father, this is the furthest place of all the 12 universes, because on this planet, my brother Vados trains, and we could summon Zama without a problem. My brother is right, Father. This is the farthest place. Closest place is even another multiverse, if it existed. What Vados didn't know was, indeed, beings from other multiverses were staring at them, studying what happened to Zeno-sama's multiverse.
That seems perfect. We'll continue to the second step with our rebellion, which is to bring Black Goku to life. He'll impersonate Son Goku, and he'll bring us all kinds of information about Beerus and Whis. Daishinkan would invoke Zama, managing to make his wish, and Zama, with great power, would make Black Goku appear in front of them, finding him very confused. What happened? How am I alive? I was eliminated by Zeno-sama, and I managed to merge with Zamasu. What are you guys doing here? Daishinkan, without saying something, pressure would fall on Black's body, breaking several of his bones. We've been able to bring you to life, so you better collaborate. Otherwise, I'll end your life with a snap of my fingers.
I understand. Please, release your pressure. I feel my body being destroyed. I know what happened, but I swear I'll give you my loyalty.
Daishinkan would release his pressure and would heal each of his wounds. I've come to a point with you. I want you to pretend to be Son Goku, and since we betrayed and sealed him in an alternate dimension, he won't be able to leave. If you refuse, I'll end your life and create a copy of him.
What? Were they able to betray Son Goku? Ha! Ironic, it surprises me. These people gave their life for him, and these people betrayed him. Ironic, but count me in. Apparently, this is confusing. Since his friends wouldn't betray him, we the angels pulled him, and we cannot allow a mortal to become the new supreme god. The post is for a divine being. I can't believe Son Goku nominated it to be a new supreme god. That's only for those with divine energy and great power, to overcome the authorities of Daishinkan.
Indeed, even you, being the only supreme apprentice, have that knowledge of the hierarchies of power. But Zeno-sama had the gall to offer it to a mortal. For that reason, we're planning to create a revolution against that useless Zeno-sama.
They're counting on me, but what does that mean for this revolution? We don't know the reason we angels are more powerful than gods, and we're their errand boys. We want to rule now.
Indeed, I'm tired of being the simple guardian of Zeno-sama. I want more. I want the rules to change, and I want to achieve it.
Finally, the angels know their value. Let me tell you, I'm in, because I want to eradicate that stupid king of the world. I also want to eradicate any mortals who think they're gods, because that's an insult to true gods.
I understand, but as long as you pretend to be Son Goku, you can't end anyone's life, since we know Goku wouldn't do that.
Of course, I understand. It'll get complicated. I hate mortals, but I understand this is for the greater good. No problem.
In that case, I'm counting on you. I'll give you some more power that Beerus or even the guy Angel Whis would want me to get out of your plans. But I find that if this fails, believe me, I'll make you suffer the worst way. A chill would run through Black Goku's body, and a power would penetrate his, and in the same way his bones would be destroyed due to the power he was experiencing.
This power's amazing. It hurts, but I know this power can help me face angels. I like this plan. Since we've informed you of everything that happened, to train you for the new power. In a few days, Beerus would come to your planet, and a tournament of power will be held. Keep a low profile. I understand, I appreciate it, but you can leave me on Earth. I won't be able to feel any energy to use teleportation. Oh, of course. This planet is inhospitable. You will never feel the energy of any living being. It's impossible. Goku's body at this time was being rebuilt, leaving him surprised because it exploded dozens of times trying to get out. No, damn it! Stupid Daishinkan sealed me here. It's been 10 years. Haven't my friends noticed my disappearance? I'm sure they'll try to rescue me. They'd spent 1,000 years in the room while outside it was just a few days, and Daishinkan was modifying the room to destroy time itself, and the agony was amazing. Goku's mood completely changed. Because of the loneliness, he hadn't trained slightly, and he got into depression. Meanwhile, in a millennium, Goku's determination would return, and he would stand up with a few rays were released over the place. I always wanted to master Divine State of Super Saiyan 4. I have no plans to stay here. Damn Daishinkan will be able to see my power and regret betraying me. Goku with more determination would stand accessing Super Saiyan 4. Because 1,000 years passed, he wasn't able to control his energy. And this instant, he accessed all his power. A huge explosion would be seen and his body would explode, but he would rebuild himself again. Apparently, having not trained for the last millennia, my body's not used to that power. But that could be solved by going back to train. Goku would begin his training with the intention of mastering the mortal energy again. Meanwhile, Black Goku arrived on Earth, leaving for the mountains, meditating to master his power that Daishinkan gave him. The only thing that bothers me is this stupid orange clothes, because my style's better. I recognize if I change my outfit one more time, these miserable people realize I'm not the same. Black Goku meditated. Beerus and Whis arrived on Earth, to Bulma's house where they met Vegeta. Hey Vegeta, you know where Goku is? I have great news. Is this life or death? I don't want to repeat it again.
Oh, I don't really know where he is, Mr. Beerus. He's probably training to get more powerful.
Give me a moment, Mr. Beerus. I'll have my staff find him quickly, no problem at all. Whis with his staff located Black Goku in the mountains, and with Beerus and Vegeta, a huge light would appear in front of him.
Well, if it's not Mr. Beerus, and what's happened? There's no time for that. The king of Zeno-sama wants another tournament in the coming months. Unlike the last one, the gods will participate and our universes will likely be at stake.
That sounds interesting. Count me in. Mr. Beerus, my intention is to become more powerful, and I only want to achieve that to be able to face these beings in this universe, since there's not a warrior capable of defeating me. These words were to anger Vegeta as well as Beerus.
Are you saying you're powerful than me?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean that. I'm just affirming my power is greater than yours, and I'm sure I'd be able to defeat you.
Damn Goku for nothing. I don't know what the hell happened to you, but you're completely mistaken if you think you could beat me.
I just know that when we fight, whenever you attack me, don't trust yourself because I'll show no mercy.
In the Kingdom of Nothing, Daishinkan would begin to build a great platform in which the new tournament would take place. But his resistance was more because this time the gods of destruction would participate. This would be the last errand I do for that damn dwarf. I want to see his face when I show him that I'll be ruling everything that he built. Daishinkan continued with his work, and Beerus, upset, would pounce against Black Goku. One swift movement would manage to connect a blow to the stomach of Beerus, powerful enough to leave him vomiting blood on the ground. I warned you, Beerus. Don't underestimate me. The whole Universe 7, there's no warrior that can face me. Wow, I didn't see anything. Is this the result of his training? It's not been that long. How could he raise his power that much?
I agree with you, Mr. Vegeta. Mr. Goku's power has increased a lot, but there's no way to increase power that much if you aren't at a good level. And don't worry, Mr. Beerus will not lose from a simple blow.
A great aura would rise through Universe 7 with power being felt. This time Beerus would expel all his power and Whis would form a barrier in the universe, and so a battle with these warriors would not be able to destroy this planet. Beerus, without saying anything, would pounce against Black, exchanging blows through the universe. Despite this time Beerus would use all his power. He wasn't able to connect a blow to him, and Goku would instantly move away. Right now, I'll demonstrate the power beyond a god of his destruction. The power that Daishinkan can only grant me. The last thing I would think was his hair turned silver in his eyes. On this occasion, Black Goku achieved ultra-perfect instinct thanks to Daishinkan. Those present were amazed by the power, and in the Room of Time, Goku this time would manage to control the power of the Super Saiyan 4 100%, combining it with his divine energy. Goku would manage to control the power of Super Saiyan 4 again 100%, thanks to the fact that in that dimension, time passed in a different way. Goku was able to take advantage of that time in a better way. I've been able to control my energy 100%, combining it with my divine energy. I also got to control my divine energy. Goku on this occasion would see his divine transformations, moderating the control, only to have that being difficult for his Ultra Instinct. Apparently the Ultra Instinct, I've lost the perfect state. I have to be able to master it once. I'm sure I can. Nothing and no one can stop me in this training. I'm tired of being locked in this place. Goku would access Super Saiyan God state because in this state, he was the one with the highest concentration of divine energy that he possessed, starting to train again with the intention of increasing his power back to the limit. After a few years in the time room, this power was not able to grow in a great way. And in the same way, he had managed to access the perfect Ultra Instinct, being able to access imperfect Ultra Instinct, but wasn't enough to face Daishinkan and his angels. My power is not increasing. I'm reaching a limit. I also have to start training from zero again, and the only way to get better results would be dividing my body to several essences. That's how Goku would divide his body in 4 equal parts. His power would fall, but Goku would start training each for his part. The power of each of the parts of Goku began to rise overwhelmingly, so much so that after a few months, they would achieve the original power that Goku possessed. This'll be interesting. I have to reform a single being with each of these parts. I'm sure my power will explode in a great way. Goku would begin to unite once again while he was doing it. his power began to shake everything around him, and in the same dimension seemed to collapse, something that even Goku was not able to realize that a very tiny portal was able to form in that place. This new power, Goku managed to form a small portal, implying his power was able to be compared to the power of a great priest Daishinkan. Goku was reforming into a single warrior, and was able to access the state of the ultra-perfect instinct, but it was difficult for him to keep up.
Wow, my power's risen! But even with this power, it's difficult for me to maintain the state of the Ultra Instinct. I gotta keep training.
Outside, the battle of both warriors were very even. Whis would notice Goku's power completely unstable, unlike Beerus' power, and the battle went on, the power decreased noticeably. Wow, this is impressive. I never thought Mr. Goku would increase his powers in this great way, since he was able to defeat Mr. Beerus.
What are you saying? Kakarot's able to beat Beerus?
Indeed, Mr. Vegeta, the power of Mr. Goku surpasses Beerus. But this time, even for you to release your power, the power that was keeping you to face Mr. Beerus, you are also a Saiyan and the potential is the same for Mr. Goku. It can be you for you, Mr. Vegeta. Vegeta, without being able to respond, watched as Beerus fell, defeated on top of the sphere, while Goku had a big smile.
I really wanted to end that god's life, but if I did, Daishinkan would end mine, and it would ruin his plans completely.
While Black Goku was in his thoughts, he would feel great power begin to grow. That's right, he would watch as the Prince of the Saiyans clenched his fist with a smile on his face.
I'm planning to use this transformation against Beerus. Apparently, it'll have to be against you, Kakarot. It's amazing you could get this power without training of an angel. What do you think about this?
Vegeta, without holding back, would expel his power, releasing a great purple aura that would rise up all over the place, while the power of an authentic god of destruction would be present over the place. That's right, on this occasion, Vegeta's essence completely changing to that of a god being his base.
Wow, apparently Vegeta's useless power has been increased in an amazing way. I'm sure I could beat him. I've been blessed with the High Priest power. It doesn't matter that Whis granted him training, it's my power that's incredible.
Vegeta with a great speed would prostrate in front of Black Goku.
I hope you're ready, because this transformation brings secrets and I doubt that you'll be able to keep up with me for the first time.
Black was irritated by the arrogance and would give him a blow. Despite turning Vegeta's head, it wasn't powerful enough to send him flying. But before saying anything, an arm was disintegrated, and Black with a large energy scythe cut his arm off. But before being able to say anything, Vegeta would throw himself against him, with greatly containing the energy of destruction, since otherwise he'd be able to end the life of his opponent. And Black tried to dodge each and every one of his blows because his simple aura was capable of causing damage to his body as well as his internal system. Black would take distance, and Vegeta would prostrate on the top of the large mountain, staring at Black.
What happened? I thought you could use the power which you'd used to defeat Lord Beerus. Or are you already using that power beyond a god of destruction?
What the hell's going on? I can't believe Vegeta's power is bigger than mine, since my power was granted to me by Daishinkan.
Daishinkan in the kingdom of Zeno-sama, because his king requested his presence, Daishinkan would arrive at the kingdom bowing at Zeno-sama.
Tell me, my lord, what happened? Since I was rebuilding the platform for the Tournament of the Universes, anything happened?
Daishinkan, since you were informing all the gods of destruction, I have a request. Since I initially told you about the new tournament on the planet, since they have to find an object in the universe is said to be that object with one of the warriors being the next supreme god.
I understand. He wants all the material of the platform to be relocated and form a planet with that same material to make it more resistant.
Right. If we choose any planet in the 12 universes, I'm sure it'll be destroyed by the first fist clash.
Of course does, Zeno-sama. Since it's time the gods of destruction are in it, we have to have a planet with great resistance.
I'll leave everything in your hands. I want the days to pass so that you can understand that I am right about Goku being this supreme god.
I'm also anxious to see the new tournament will develop, since apparently very interesting things are going to happen. But with your permission, I'm leaving.
Daishinkan would leave for an inhospitable planet that his daughter, Vados, had shown him. He began to adapt for a great battle that would take place between the 12 universes. Returning to the battlefield, Vegeta Ultra Ego was taking advantage against Black Goku, and although Black could dodge his blows, his aura would manage to generate great damage on his body.
Ugh, damn! I never thought that useless Vegeta could give me more problems than the god of destruction himself, but I can't end his life.
Vegeta, realizing his opponent was distracted, would get a big attack in his hands, and being in front of Black Goku, connect this huge attack fully. That's right, even though Black had the Ultra Instinct, not being 100% compatible with Goku's body, he wasn't able to use the maximum power of his ability. Black would fall on the ground de-transformed, while too much blood would spread over him.
Although I defeated Kakarot, I don't feel like I won. Because of this, Beerus fought with him, and I'm sure that he spent a lot of his power.
Whis with his staff would heal Black Goku and obtain a great increase in power. Despite being upset, he would disguise this well.
Wow, Vegeta, I'm amazed at your power you could get. Apparently today you'll be the most powerful Saiyan of the 12 universes. Ha! Don't say stupid things. You know the only thing I'm interested in is protecting my family and being more powerful. I appreciate your compliment, you damn insect.
Ho ho! Both have been able to leave me surprised by the power they achieved in this short time period. But we have to leave, so train for a few weeks so we can have this new tournament. Whis with Beerus would leave the planet, Vegeta would also leave, and Black Goku upset.
Damn, I've been defeated by a mortal again. I want to end his life, but what transformation is that? Since I was the one who was hitting him, his energy alone was capable of hurting me. I have to communicate with Vados. She'll be able to give me some answers.
Black would instantly try to communicate with the Angel of Universe 6. In the time room, Goku was able to have mastered 100% of the power of the Ultra Instinct, and thanks to this, his power increased in a supernatural way. Not being satisfied with this, Goku continued with his fixed goal, which was to combine his divine state with the powerful Super Saiyan 4.
I've been able to master 100% of my energies, so I'm ready to access a new state.
Goku instantly began to concentrate, while his entire body of Super Saiyan 4 began to travel the divine energy. But this time, all his fur would turn blue, while a large Azraelo could be seen over the place. And although Goku's muscles would grow greatly, they won't explode. And after a few minutes, a great light would be possible to be seen with Goku in his new transformation, which would combine Super Saiyan 4 to the power of Super Saiyan Blue.
Wow, the power of my body is amazing! This is the one that got Super Saiyan Blue. I can't imagine the power that I get with Ultra Instinct.
Goku would concentrate. Without trying to lose his transformation, his body was heavy, due to the energy condensed in his body. Because of this, Goku would expel more power with great bursts of energy, being able to release his power, moving a little bit better.
I gotta train before I consider using this Ultra Instinct. If I combine it, I'll explode dozens of times.
Goku in his new transformation would train, and in his mind, revenge against Daishinkan. Black would manage to communicate with Vados.
What do you want, Black? You can't communicate with me. I hope what you gotta tell me is important. And this is everything that is destroyed from a mortal from one universe, not supposed to communicate with an angel. I know, but I have doubts. Tell me, what kind of transformation is that purple-haired Saiyan? Since even though Daishinkan granted me power, I've been defeated by that Saiyan Vegeta. That's impossible. The power of Daishinkan can't be defeated by a mortal. That should be the lack of compatibility with the power of a priest. Keep training, the tournament's close. Damn, I haven't solved my doubts. I'll continue with my training. That tournament, I want to end the life of Vegeta.
Communication would end, and Black would leave for Earth, with the intention of releasing more power without being discovered by the deities of Universe 7, and on the planet of the God of Destruction, Beerus had awakened.
What happened? Where am I? What happened?
As surprising as it may seem, Mr. Beerus, you were defeated by Mr. Goku, but that surprised me was that Vegeta defeated Mr. Goku, and that means Vegeta's power is greater than yours.
Damn, I never thought a Saiyan could surpass me. Whis, train me again. I'm a prodigy. I know with a few months of training I can become more powerful. It'd become handy in the new tournament that Zeno-sama is organizing.
Ho ho! It seems to me, Mr. Beerus, I'm sure the gods and warriors are training to not lose in the tournament. And Goku would try to master the Super Saiyan Blue 4, with the power skyrocketing, and Goku realizing that millions of years had passed, but thanks to the immortality Daishinkan gave him, Goku was alive, but his power increased immensely.
It's time to combine my most powerful transformation and my most powerful divine state. I'm sure that transformation I'll be able to destroy the dimension completely. I never understand why my friends didn't rescue me.
Goku in Super Saiyan Blue 4 would increase his power, making everything shudder, and the power of the Ultra Instinct enveloped his body. This power was beyond the god combined with the Super Saiyan 4, and his power increased while his bones were destroyed. but in his mind he remembered Daishinkan betraying him for no reason. And because of that, Goku could continue his transition, achieving a new state beyond the state of a high priest. Goku would manage to combine the state of Super Saiyan 4 with the power beyond Ultra Instinct, and all over his body was power that would travel over it, and his form would reflect that power he possessed. It's been complicated. I've been able to combine my most powerful transformations into one. Thousands of years have passed. I feel like I'm able to increase my power more, and I want to continue increasing it more. I long to end Daishinkan's life. I want to humiliate him. Goku in his transformation as Super Saiyan Heavenly God meditated, and this time his power was so great that the dimension trembled, destroying the dimension without difficulty. He did not do it since he was not able to control all his power. I gotta control my power. If Daishinkan was able to betray me, I'm sure that Zeno-sama is behind this, and I don't forgive him for what he's done to me. I plan to end his life once and for all. On the planet of nothing, Daishinkan was beginning to make his final preparations for the new Tournament of Power, in which the gods of destruction would participate, but Daishinkan's gaze reflected evil, with a smile that'd be drawn over his face.
Haha, that useless bastard Zeno thinks that this tournament will be to check the true power of Son Goku, and that he's worthy of becoming the new Supreme God. But he's wrong, since this planet will also be the end of that dwarf.
That's right, this planet known as the Planet of Nothing had the name based on Zeno-sama, but the real name of the planet was the Prison Planet, because the entire base of the planet, as well as its cores, were sealing beings of great power, and due to the dozens of seals, even for the king at all, it'd be difficult to leave.
I'm sure that dwarf along with his guardians would have the required power to be able to leave. I doubt that he could leave on his own, since on this damn planet I plan to seal Zeno-sama, for I to end his life with the useless guardians.
Daishinkan once again hold a meeting with all the angels except Whis. Each of the angels would come to the prison planet.
My children, the planet on which the new Tournament of Power will be held has been completed. The planet will be the new home of the useless Zeno. As you are able to realize, this planet has 3-dimensional seals.
You're amazing, Father! Since even a warrior of the highest level would not be able to do anything against these seals. And if Zeno-sama is as old as it's said, maybe he'll be able to do something with the seals.
You're wrong. I wanted daughter because you noticed that dwarf, he always leaves the lifting to us. That bastard can't do anything on his own. I'm sure he won't be able to leave this place.
That is amazing. I always thought that at the being of the King of the 12 Universes, his job would be more complex. He is a good dwarf for nothing. Since he's not able to defend himself on his own, this would be easier than expected. Certainly, Father. Before I forget, Beerus, the Universe 7, defeated Black Goku in friendly combat. But the weirdest thing was, the Saiyan named Vegeta of the same universe defeated Black, even though Black would use the Ultra Instinct. For that very reason, I inform you, Father.
I'm surprised that Beerus, considered the most powerful god of the 12 gods, was defeated by Black Goku. I agree with you. It surprises me that a Saiyan named Vegeta defeated Black Goku.
You're right. It's said that the Ultra Instinct is over all the powers, and he was informing me that Vegeta managed to access the purple hair transformation. With the help of my staff, I have not been able to find anything about it. I'm not able to understand what's happening.
I agree, Vados. It's rare since the Saiyan named Vegeta achieved the power of a doctrine. Since it's only for him to be able to defeat Black Goku, I thank you for the information. I'll have to investigate it. I don't want to have any failure in this revolution we have.
The angels would retreat to their respective universes. On the other hand, Daishinkan, with great power, was able to strengthen a little of the seals, which with that planet started to laugh like a maniac over the planet of nowhere.
Ha 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 ha! Finally I'll be able to seal that damn dwarf good for nothing. We the angels are the most powerful race of the 12 universes, and we will have the beings of divine energy at our feet, because that's where they belong.
Millions of light years away, a powerful warrior with a tail similar to the state of Super Saiyan 4 was watching everything with a smile over his face.
Wow, this is amazing! I never thought that a planet we left in the confines of the entire multiverse of Xeno will become the new platform of the tournament. But the most amazing thing is that they even plan to seal Xeno on that planet. I want to see how this goes. It's making me curious.
In the realm of time, a few centuries passed, Goku would manage to master the power beyond a supreme angel, and had enough power to explode the dimension once and for all.
I feel it's time to get out of this place. I'm able to destroy it. I want to meditate one more time since I'm able to have a quintillion years have been in this place and have been in the longest. Goku in his transformation of Heavenly God would meditate, destroying the room. Outside, the day of the new Tournament of Power had arrived, and Zeno-sama along with the Guardians were animated. It's time. Goku will be able to prove to Daishinkan that he's worthy of being the new Supreme God of the 12 Universes, since his ability to increase his power is even capable of surpassing all other races. Daishinkan would arrive in front of Zeno-sama bowing.
My lord, the planet of nothing has been completed. In about 2 hours, the gods together with our participants will be here.
I understand. Today we will show you how we rely on the power of our friends Goku. I want you to watch the whole combat.
Daishinkan would smile, exclaiming the following. Of course, my lord. The tournament is interesting, since even the successor happened to be nobody had planned. I don't plan to miss any detail of this new tournament to look for the new Supreme God.
Because of this, each universe began to go to the planet of nowhere with their respective warriors. All the universes were present, but Universe 7 was missing.
This is strange. I thought the Beerus, being the winner of the last tournament, would place first. Apparently he chickened out this time. Even Jiren was taking the training of a Guardian of Angels. And that power has increased incredibly. Well, I'm sure that he'd be able to defeat most of the gods of destruction. Don't say stupid things. I agree with you, Jiren's powers is amazing, but I doubt that he'll be able to beat us. So don't say something stupid. I can assure you that Hit's power increased incredibly, that he's able to eliminate you before you even blink.
Before the discussion of the gods continued, a great rumble would be felt. A rumble that would make the entire present fall on their knees, and Daishinkan felt pressure over his body.
Definitely, a power of Universe 7 is amazing. I'm not able to completely assimilate it. Now they've increased greatly, they won't be able to do anything against the angels.
Father, we're sorry for the delay, but we have a few inconveniences with the participants. The last moment, we were able to solve it.
Don't worry, Whis. The important thing is the 12 universes are already present. I'll inform the rules of the tournament what they will be.
On Earth, specifically the time room, everything around him was shaking. Goku would stand. It's time to destroy this dimension. I don't know how many years it's been, or why my friends couldn't help me, but right now I'm gonna end that good-for-nothing bastard.
Goku, expelling his power, would manage to create an immense portal, controlling his power, and he remembered the Room of Time was located in a sacred temple. And if he released that power, he'd be able to explode the entire Universe 7. The instant Goku left, he realized that nothing had changed. It was completely the same. He felt the energy of his friends at Bulma's, except for the participants of the tournament was being held. What's going on? I'm sure outside the time room there's been hundreds of years. I was locked in that place for billions of years. I'm sure something must have happened. Goku with great speed would arrive in a matter of seconds towards Bulma's house, leaving everyone surprised. But without Goku able to say anything, Bulma would quickly approach.
Goku, how's it possible you're here? A few moments ago, you were with someone else attending the new tournament with the great Zeno-sama. Tournament? I'm sorry, I think I had a blow to my head. I don't remember the reason I used teleportation to get out of this place. I can't let my friends find out about everything that happened.
The last thing Goku would think would be taken out of his thoughts, since Bulma kept talking, but Goku wasn't able to understand because he was confused.
Bulma, I'm sorry, but how long's it been since I arrived from training with Whis on the planet Beerus? It happened that everything turns over in my head, and I don't remember for sure if I arrived in my last training. I don't know what happened in the last tournament, but apparently they've been able to hit you on the head in your last training with Whis about 2 months ago, in which all the warriors and gods prepared for the new Tournament of Power. 2 months? Was Daishinkan really able to modify the time room? I can't believe this. I have to do something. I'm sure that in that tournament they're holding, something bad must happen.
All this would pass through Goku's mind, for while the other word would disappear from the whole place, starting to move around the 12 universes with the intention of perceiving the power of some being of divine energy. But it was impossible for him, since the planet on which they were holding the tournament was furthest away from the 12 universes.
Damn, I can't feel the power of my friends nor the gods. I'm sure Daishinkan's up to something. I'll have to communicate with Vegeta.
He would concentrate in connecting with the Princess Saiyans.
Kakarot, the hell are you doing? You're next to me. You're communicating with me mentally. Don't make me irritate more, you insect.
Goku would be surprised to learn a warrior like him was participating.
For that reason, my friends took the time to look for me. Daishinkan was able to plan this meticulously, that even created a copy of me so that none of my friends could notice.
but he'd be taken out of his thoughts by Vegeta's voice.
The hell you want? That reason you've communicated with me telepathically?
Vegeta, the guy next to you is not me. I was locked in the time room. My training I had with Whis, I was locked by Daishinkan and other angels. They'll have to do something in that blessed tournament. Vegeta was taken back. His gaze would quickly change to one more serious as he looked at Black and he would notice. What's going on, Vegeta? Have you afraid of the fights in this tournament? Don't worry. Daishinkan's been able to inform me the rules. There's nothing to fear. We have to get the holy key off this planet.
Damn insect, how am I going to be scared? I'm the Prince of the Saiyans. You better back off or I'll beat you again.
Heh. What, do you want to try one more time? I'll be able to take you as my personal punching bag. Vegeta, in that small exchange of words, would realize that warrior he has as a companion was not Goku. Goku would have never left a battle with his own companion.
I understand, Kakarot. I believe you, but you can't do anything. The tournament's about to start. I'll increase my power to the max, so you try to perceive it, but stay in the shadows. I don't know how this tournament will develop.
Vegeta would expel the power of the Ultra Ego to the max, being perceived by Goku, and thanks to Vegeta continuing to raise his power, Goku would reach the tournament planet while eliminating his energy completely using energy camouflage, and he would hide completely. So this is a new tournament those wretches made. I want to see what that good-for-nothing insect would do. Goku, with his anger, would observe Zeno-sama, surprised to hear his words.
Daishinkan, in this tournament, Goku will demonstrate his power. The power that's worthy of being a new Supreme God. You have no excuse to refuse.
So Daishinkan was able to betray me because great Zeno-sama wanted to grant me a position in the highest hierarchy of the Divine Kingdom. I never thought Zeno-sama would be on my side. This is more complex since he has hundreds of hostages. A smile would be drawn on Daishinkan's face.
Of course, my lord. I always wanted to see the fights that the warriors would offer in this tournament of power.
A warrior would exceed a little of the power of Goku, preparing with the intention to see the tournament of power with a better angle. The tournament on the planet of nothing began. All the universes were scattered to different points. All over the planet, demonic energies inhabited. They were able to feel the presence of divine energy.
Because of this tournament, they plan to use the new Supreme God. They'll face warriors who possess demonic energy. They have to overcome each and every obstacle until they're able to find a sacred key.
All the gods together with their warriors began to make their strategy, while from the shadows a copy of Daishinkan with 95% of all his original power began to create a powerful seal, especially for the guardians of Zeno-sama.
I've left 5% in my original body. It's only to announce the rules of the tournament and some concern of that dwarf. But with 95% of my power and the help of my children, I can create an undetectable and lethal seal.
Daishinkan would execute the seal, and the seal not detected by Goku, since the energy emanated by all the gods as well as all the beings of the demonic energy were great, being able to completely cover a small portion of the seal that Daishinkan was creating. Returning to the planet of nowhere, all the universe gods together with participants would disperse over the planet with the intention of finding the sacred key. And there were 12 universes participating and only 8 sacred keys on the planet. Because of this, the 4 universes would be completely eliminated, or more if they were defeated by the demonic energy warriors.
Wow, the gods and their participants have started the whole planet out of nothing. This will be interesting. I want to see how my friend Goku develops.
Ho ho! I agree with you, great Zeno-sama. I'm eager to see the abilities of the new Supreme God candidate. This'll be a great show. I can't imagine the look on that asshole's face when they realize the tournament that Zeno held. It'll be the day of his exile completely. I want to see the damn face of despair when I'm sealing him in my definite seal.
The warriors of the Universe 7 with their god Beerus were not moving. Vegeta had his guard up knowing that Goku who was on his team was an imposter. Hundreds of questions were going through his mind.
If Kakarot's been locked in the time room, who is this guy? Daishinkan must have great power to copy Kakarot. Vegeta, Goku, and Frieza, you're the most powerful warriors of Universe 7. I don't count Broly since he can't control his power, so it could be double-edged sword by attacking us in the same way. I understand, Mr. Beerus. You think we have any plans to start looking for the keyhole? Although Daishinkan didn't report what happened in the universes, they weren't able to get the key. I'm sure of all Zeno-sama would eliminate them.
That's more than sure. If in the tournament of power that took place some time ago, Zeno-sama eliminated every universe that lost all its warriors, this tournament must be more demanding, since the new candidate for Supreme God is sought. But while the Universe 7 were trying to discuss their next move and the other universes were looking for the keys, in the core of the planet a powerful warrior would open his eyes. The planet had the confines of the 12 universes, and as Daishinkan called into place the planet prison, because hundreds of millions of years ago, a powerful warrior had been sealed on that planet, 100 exiled completely. Due to this, even the closest planets were in other multiverses, but as they felt the real divine energy of hundreds of warriors, their internal system had slowly started to recharge.
Well, I don't know how many millions of years have passed since I was sealed on this planet, but apparently the beings of divine energy on the surface. Though their power is pathetic, I will continue to feed a little more on their energies.
That's right, a warrior named Azraelo possessed the angelic rapture technique, which allowed him to absorb the energy of his enemies. And the energy he stole was tiny. His bearers were not able to realize how his energy was gradually decreasing, changing the scenario. Universe 11 would find itself face to face with Universe 7.
Well, this is a surprise, Beerus. Something I forgot to mention to Daishinkan is that the way we can eliminate other participants to have the necessary time to look for the key with tranquility. Huh. Don't make me laugh, Belmod. You know you don't have the power to face me, and if you want to face me together with Jiren, it's a pity. I've got warriors with the same level of a god on my team, and I'll give you a chance. Leave, and I'll let you have one of the sacred keys.
Belmod, annoyed with the lack of respect, would pounce against Beerus, and with great power, Beerus stretching out one of his hands without much effort, he would stop his fist, with the destructive energy spreading through the planet. The internal system of the fallen angel began to increase better and more faster.
I don't want to waste my energies in vain, so I'll give you one more chance. Get out of my sights, and I'll act as if none of this happened. Because if you don't accept my offer, I won't give you an opportunity like this again. I don't know if I regret it, but I trained for all this time. I'm planning to use all my power. You'll get to see the new evolution I've been achieving with my training. Evolution? Don't say something stupid. I'll always be more powerful than you.
Belmod's gaze would turn gloomy while an incredible power was released. The true power of Belmod was released over the place, and the other participants surprised. And the power he released was madness, because his angel would give a smile. Knowing that Beerus was not able to do anything against that power, Belmod was considered the second most powerful god, with Beerus above him. Both gods were gifted.
Heh, this will be interesting. Belmod has showed all his battle on the battlefield. I hope Beerus is ready.
Ho, I must confess that I am surprised by the power that Belmod has been able to achieve. But it's a pity, since Mr. Beerus, not for nothing, holds the title of the most powerful god among the 12 gods. So I'll just watch as the combat unfolds. Goku was surprised by the power of Belmod.
I definitely did the right training to master mine, even being able to make myself transform, like the Super Saiyan Angelic God. Otherwise, I'm sure I couldn't do anything.
The powerful god Camus came from the neighboring multiverse. You were watching everything while smiling.
This is indeed a big surprise. I never thought that the ideas of little Zen would be interesting. I understand my predecessor. He tells me about this planet and a fallen angel. I don't know if it's real or not, but the simple fairy tales, I don't see anything happening. But the god Camus spoke from ignorance. In the entire core, the fallen angel would manage to get 8% of his original power. Though speaking of percentages, it was insignificant. The power he released of his 8% was madness due to the power that he had asleep.
Well, I'm sure with 8% of my power, it's more than enough to end this garbage. I want to wait a little longer so I can be able to perceive a pitched battle taking place on the surface. I'll get my energy veins to get all this power, and in case they are present, one of the 4 stars.
That's right, above the Kings of the Whole, the multiverse, there were 8 stars, which their max authority of that omniverse were able to seal a fallen angel on the prison planet, and the power and soul of the 4 stars were required so that his existence would not be able to leave that place. With the divine energy that was traveling over the planet, the fallen angel had awoken from his sleep.
I have so much desire to destroy everything in my path. I want to show the power of Azrael. Not capable of being held by a few simple seals, but I want to be sure that no star is present, because they are the only simple kings of multiverse. They're nothing more than worms compared to my power. On the surface, Belmod was able to get all his power, and because of this, his appearance changed, and the power he gave off was able to release hundreds of rays over the battlefield. This is the result of my Beerus training. I don't have to waste my spit giving you explanations, since on your point of view, you always think you're superior. Without a response, Belmod with great speed would pounce against Beerus, giving him blow after blow. Even though Beerus tried to do something against him, he couldn't. Belmod's power had exploded greatly, and the warriors of Universe 7 seeing this would pounce against Belmod, and Jiren would get in his way. I'll be your opponent. Since this battlefield is of two gods, I want to battle with you, Goku, as well as Belmod. I have been able to increase my power greatly. Black Goku would start walking through the middle of everyone while accessing the perfect Ultra Instinct, just like a big smile drawn on his face. As your god said, the great priest Daishinkan did not say that you could end the life of his opponent. And because I have given that thought, I'll give you a beating to be able to end your existence once and for all. Well, I didn't expect this. I thought that the battle we'd have would be a friendly one, but your temperament's changed. I hope you're ready, because if you try to end my life, I'll end yours. Black Goku, without saying anything, would exchange hundreds of blows with Jiren. But something that even Vegeta noticed was that the weak points he had in his past battle were filled, since even for Vegeta, he couldn't find an opening in Black Goku's way of fighting. This would be complicated. Apparently, a damn copy of Kakarot's been able to undergo rigorous training, and he could fill the weak points, and thanks to that, the defense and offense he achieved is incredible. While the battle of both gods, Belmod had beaten Beerus, making him fall to the ground, destroying a large part of the place. What happened to Beerus? I thought that your power would be more amazing than that. But after all, you're just another worm. You couldn't do anything against my true power, after having undergone a great training. Beerus stood up and spit out blood and would give him a smile. I gotta admit, you possess an incredible power, but you need more power and strength. You have to proclaim yourself as the most powerful god of the 12 universes? With that pathetic power, you couldn't defeat me. Belmod, annoyed, would once again lash out against Beerus. On this occasion, Beerus would hold his fist, squeezing with power, making Belmod's arms' bones destroyed. And because of this, Belmod was trying to get away from Beerus, but the grip was so powerful that his only alternative was to cut off his arm. Damn, I didn't think you could force me to cut off my limb. But me being a god, I can regenerate, so this is nothing. Belmod's arm would quickly regenerate. Belmod, seeing Beerus again, was able to take in his aura of mass destruction over his body, while even his own aura was able to take form of a god of death, which only the beings of the highest level would notice. Definitely, if we had the support of the deities of Universe 7, our revolution against the beings of the highest level would be easier. But those wretches have lived for a long time with mortals, that even their way of thinking has been affected. We could not risk it. Returning to the battlefield, Beerus began to walk in flames with his power rising, and this time Belmod would tremble, while everything around him shook. Black Goku's battle against Jiren, with Black having the advantage because his attacks were to end his life. Causing great damage to Jiren's body, Black Goku of the large energy sphere was able to cause destruction in the path of everything. But after a few minutes, the smoke dissipated and Jiren could be seen, who was in terrible condition on the verge of death, while blood was releasing from him. Damn! How could you get all that power? Jiren would fall to the ground out of combat. Zeno-sama, witnessing this, would give a smile, and because the position of Supreme God was completely for Goku.
You've been able to see if Daishinkan as my friend Goku defeated Jiren, and apparently it's not taking the slightest difficulty for him. He'll be the most powerful Supreme God.
Ho ho ho! Of course I'd be able to witness that combat, Lord. If you knew that guy is simply Black Goku, you'd be surprised. But it's not time to tell you anything. The seal I've finalized.
All this would pass through Daishinkan's mind while Goku watched everything happen with great anger, but was able to control himself. I want to end that miserable Daishinkan. I'm sure he has something prepared, so I've got to be a little more patient. Daishinkan would snap his fingers, and with the seal he had planned to seal the Guardians of Zeno-sama. Despite observing a large seal over the place, a much greater power was able to repel it. The fallen angel had been able to stand, flapping his wings a little, releasing 8% of his power, making multiple warriors fall to their knees without being able to do anything.
An extremely incredible power would be present through the place. Power of a fallen angel, making hundreds of warriors fall out from the prison planet on their knees. Pressure so great Daishinkan, like Zeno-sama, along with his guardians would fall humiliatingly. Goku, releasing a bit of his power, was able to resist, but the pressure released was on another level.
What the hell? This is impossible! I knew this was one of the distant planets of the multiverse. A powerful being has been sealed. And according to legends, the soul of 4 stars is needed. Beings that are on top of the entire omniverse. This is stupid.
Camus, expelling amazing power, would prostrate himself on the prison planet. A fallen angel released his power, and an appearance being drastically changed. His wings would disappear, and his whole face and body darken, revealing nothing, as the pressure was able to bend them.
I don't know who you are, or how you got here, but I won't let you interfere in this tournament. I was having a great time, and you have 2 alternatives. First, you leave, or second, you die. Ha ha ha! Very arrogant words for a simple governor. You don't have the power to make me, the angel Azraelo, die. Not even the celestial stars ended my life, much less you.
Camus annoyed tried to pounce on him, and everyone wasn't able to move. Only deities, angels, and mortals seemed that this time it had stopped.
If they're not able to move, it means that they will never be able to do something. I can tell being able to move freely. I don't know why it is hidden with the shadow element. That one is a great power.
Goku could be surprised hearing these words.
What? How could he discover my camouflage? It's unreal. These beings of divine realm can't feel my energy. How can this guy achieve this? It's very powerful.
Daishinkan, vomiting blood, couldn't stand, and his bones pulverized by the pressure.
No, damn this guy! Everything he was able to seal my pathetic guardians of Zeno-sama. This worm was able to get in the way of my plans. I'm not able to do anything. His power is greater than Zeno-sama's in this combat state.
No one was able to make a single movement. Because of this, the fallen angel would stop releasing his pressure, making everyone mobile again.
I realize you are all warriors. I'll offer you a deal. If among all of you, including the most powerful deities, angels, gods, and mortals, you're able to give me a single blow, I'll leave these universes and never hear from me again. Do you accept, or do you wish to die?
Without any response, the warriors rushed him, and even Azraelo, with confident power, would heal the wounds of everyone. And the intention of attacking with all their power, Azraelo smiled with a thousandth of a second, exclaiming the following.
No matter how many ants join, they can't defeat me. Something like a dinosaur is me, and you just scraps. Have fun with whatever I please.
Azraelo would dodge all of the warriors present. Camus would fly out with great power, destroying a few mountains.
Daishinkan! Gods, angels, mortals, cover me! I have a plan to access my combat state. We can't allow this guy to leave. If he does, it'll be our end.
All the warriors would grant time to Zeno-sama. No matter how hard they tried, they couldn't touch that powerful being. This would generate a great indignation in Daishinkan and would fall to the ground humiliatingly.
What's supposed to happen to my plan? This was not what I had in mind. I was supposed to be the most powerful warrior of all existing. I had just sealed the unhappy Zeno-sama, but this dam threatens the existence of everything created.
A great light would be seen in the battlefield. Zeno-sama with his guardians would access his power, putting himself in front of the warriors.
We don't know who you are, but we're the most powerful warriors of the multiverse, and if it costs us our lives, we don't let you be able to appropriate everything we built.
Well, apparently even your appearance has changed. Your peculiar ability reminds me of the technique of the celestial stars. To be exact, Zenku's destruction star.
Zeno-sama's face would change with astonishment. Zenku was the most powerful warrior of the lineage of Zeno-sama's family. For Zeno-sama himself, it was impossible to meet such an iconic character.
What do you say? How do you know Zenku's existence?
Well, I've left you surprised knowing him. But for your information, I fought that bastard and he gave me a battle of the same skill that you used. But his was better.
It's obvious that Zenku's technique was more powerful, and among the generations that have passed, they've only tried to imitate it. I'm not interested. We'll eliminate you.
Ha! Give your best shot. When I can get all my original power, you can't even be in the same territory as me. On that occasion, my pressure will be able to finish you. Currently, your information, I only own 10% of my energy.
Attack! Don't let him get his power back!
Everyone present would rush the fallen angel. Goku, who was watching everything happen, would realize no matter how great the effort was these warriors had, it was a lost war. The whole planet contaminated by an incredible corrosion, which generated the powers of everyone present to decrease little by little. But such insignificant amounts, no warrior would notice his energy was drained. That guy was prepared even before the battle started. I'm surprised the supposed governor. I felt the energy similar to that of Zeno-sama. The way that guy addressed himself, I can imagine he's the governor of some universe. Goku continued to watch as the whole battle unfolded. The more went on, warrior after warrior fell. No matter how many there were, the power of Azraelo was making everyone fall to his feet. That's right, Azraelo would release more power, and reaching 12% of his power, no warrior could move a hair. Unlike before, this time, the bones of those bodies were destroyed, and too much blood was released over the place.
Kakarot, run! I don't know how many years these miserable people locked you up, but even though it's you, you've trained for thousands of years. You can't cope with that guy.
A great aura would form and fire created around him, and begin to approach the warriors who on this occasion were motionless.
You definitely can't call yourselves the most powerful warriors of the entire multiverse, because as far as I've seen, 2 warriors are in this place. They're good rulers for nothing. I remember that millions of years ago, there were real authentic rulers, as was Orochi the Omni-God Saiyan.
Camus, despite being hurt, would tremble, knowing Orochi, the most powerful Saiyan of the entire race, he was even the Saiyan from the lowest mortal level, managed to rise to the top, fighting with celestial stars.
I can't believe this guy has the warrior legends. That damn prison planet can't be the place the divine energy is capable of finding. This fault of his Zeno-sama multiverse. It's not time for you to start saying who's to blame and who's not. Don't worry. I'll send you off all to the other world.
Azraelo would generate a large sphere of energy in 4 elements in one of his hands, making them unify, throwing them without thinking twice. However, many seconds passed and a ball of energy would not explode. It seemed that it disappeared because the event Azraelo was surprised.
Ha! I don't know what happened, but that act, I'm gonna create a sphere of destruction. I won't leave your souls, they'll never exist. So die.
Gigantic sphere of energy would begin to approach everyone. In front of that sphere of energy, Goku would appear, stretching out his hands, starting to stop it, while his white fur moved over his body.
What? How the hell is this happening? How is it possible there are 2 Gokus? Even the Goku of my universe was defeated by that guy in an instant. Mr. Beerus, there's no reason for me to keep Kakarot's secret. Daishinkan, along with the angels, and Whis, decided to exile and seal the Kakarot insect in the time room for hundreds of years.
What? How's it possible that the father was able to do such a deplorable thing? Even notice if it weren't for Goku's help, all of us would be dead right now. What happened to his pure heart? I don't recognize him. Daishinkan, despite being in terrible condition, was able to shout.
It's the fault of Zeno-sama. It's possible that the son Goku's bastard was a candidate, or an angel or god deserves a position, not a mortal. This is unforgivable, and secondly, I tried to get that boy to that damn dwarf who calls himself king. For that reason, it was nothing that served.
While Daishinkan explained everything, Goku would disappear a large sphere of energy, holding it in one of his hands, while an opposing gaze would fix the fallen angel, which would give a little smile.
And a smile of determination, not like the rest of these scumbags who call themselves warriors but are nothing but flies. Show yourself in your deadly power.
Of course, I long to fight against you. You couldn't end the life of that Daishinkan, and because of him, I spent all these years locked in the same place. But you know, Daishinkan, it wasn't bad. If we hadn't trained, we would have died. So your attempt to end my life is counterproductive for you.
Ha! You give me to understand that simple training could beat me? Don't say stupid things. Even among the elite warriors, I, as a prodigy, a mortal like you, it's impossible that you could do anything.
If you believe that you could stop those spheres of energy thrown out, or you think it was luck, Don't tell me something stupid.
Even if you simply try to irritate me, it's impossible. I have sealed for millions of years, and thanks to that I can control my emotions. But priest, how about you join me? If you swear allegiance to me, I will protect you from this being, and you will be appointed supreme commander of my army.
Daishinkan, don't accept! No matter how tempting it is, I'll forgive you for what you've done. But don't get involved with this outsider.
I agree to join your cause and destroy everything you order me. I want to have the power to end the beings who dare humiliate me.
Goku, before Daishinkan was able to join Azraelo, he would mobilize with the intention of ending Daishinkan's life. Azraelo, with his power, would try to stop Goku's time, and Goku's power was great, only able to do it slower. But this opening was perfect for Azraelo, who would save Daishinkan at the last second.
What's the matter with you? Do you want to end the life of my first subordinate? If it's that rude, a simple fact, I'll give you a beating.
Azraelo approached Goku with a red aura, healing all of Daishinkan's wounds. A very ancient seal would likewise be placed over his heart.
What is this stamp? I don't feel any pain. I know something's wrong. In case you've had thoughts or actions conspire against me, the seal will make your heart explode. But there's no problem that you have it. You have sworn allegiance to me. Do not worry.
Ha! Apparently your move has turned out terrible, Daishinkan. You'd plan to save yourself, to leave in the future or seal it again. But this guy's more cunning than you. It's a pity it won't be necessary for me to end your life. On your own, you've been able to dig your grave.
Ha! What interesting words. But now that you're done, you are able to pick up where you left off. You long for your power to be tested.
Of course! Let's start!
Goku, with a quick movement of his hands, created a golden pressure over the place, making toxins absorbed by the powers of everyone present disappear.
Damn worm, you irritate me. Don't think that you're so smart, I'll kill you.
So you'll be able to show your true intentions.
The aura of both warriors would collide, and everything was destroyed around them. The power of both subjects was so great that the planet itself was said to be indestructible due to the regeneration being affected, because hundreds of walks were rising all over the place. While Goku was without wasting time, he would access celestial transformation, because the enemy he had in front of him was not an ordinary enemy. But despite the fact Goku's power began to rise greatly, the subject in front of him didn't seem surprised.
You've become great decent, but it won't be enough to defeat me. Even if I currently have 15% of my power, a mortal wouldn't be able to do anything against a fallen angel like me. A being forced to the stars has sacrificed 4 of their souls to seal me.
All while this was happening, a great golden light was released over the place, making everyone recover their energy. They did not have any energies, however, trying to do something great, a great mental power would be transmitted by everyone.
If you want to leave, I have unfinished business with the gods and angels who've betrayed me, with the exception of Beerus and Whis, but I don't have time to think about that. So leave along with your warriors.
Goku, with a serious look, would return to observe Daishinkan.
I'm sorry, but you don't deserve my mercy, and in the same way, you've joined this miserable bastard, so the only you together with this bastard will stay on this planet.
Ha ha ha! I'm sorry, but I won't let any of this garbage that's in this place escape. Even for an ant to leave, I have to go through my authorization.
Goku's expression would be amazed, because he would be using his mental power.
Don't be surprised. I've told you, I've existed long before the multiverse, and I bet you don't have the knowledge about the stars, since those warriors ruled these universes hundreds of millions of years ago. Thanks to my long life, I've been able to make myself with various techniques.
You surprise me, but you won't beat me, because you're telling me you have great power. People with great powers aren't used to real battles, so no.
Azraelo, without letting Goku finish, would connect a big blow on his face, and Goku's eyesight would be able to see the movement. His body couldn't react. Because of this, Goku would fall to the planet, generating destruction, and he would also begin to rebuild.
I can't believe Goku's the power he has, but in this case, are you an imposter? I can't even believe Daishinkan betrayed Goku with the angels. The one who even brought life to all the other universes. Goku Black instantly, without wasting time, would access Ultra Instinct, trying to flee. On this occasion, he would be neutralized by Whis. We angels are not ordered to interfere in the affairs of the gods or mortals, but even if my father has interfered, I can interfere, and at this instant, I will end your existence. Goku Black would be crushed by the pressure of Whis' staff. Goku Black, despite possessing Ultra Instinct, wasn't able to move any of his fingers. No, damn. I never thought there'd be beings capable of overwhelming my powerful existence in the 12 universes. If I had known that, I would have collaborated and given information to the gods. I don't want to die again. A seal from Daishinkan would be activated by the angels, and because of this, the angels pounced against Whis. The seal of total control will allow him to manipulate all the angels under his command.
No, damn. I never thought I'd have to use my own children. I can't let Goku Black die, because that body of that mortal is incredible. I gave him a little of my power to dominate him, and in the future, it would be my main body. I can't let him die.
All the angels would rush against Whis. However, the power of Whis was superior to the other angels. When fighting against Whis began to be more difficult for him to fight, and thanks to this small opening, Goku Black began to flee from all over the planet. A big blow would be able to make him fall to the base of the planet, while the gods would surround.
As far as I've noticed, none of the gods had the knowledge of the acts that have been done to Goku. For that reason, we gods are able to finish you once and for all. I hope you're ready.
We can't allow an impostor to usurp the true savior of the 12 universes. This would be your ending.
It's time, gods. Let's finish this copy. Since Daishinkan's able to betray us, he uses our angels as we're puppets. Goku Black, despite possessing a greater power than the gods of destruction, teamwork of the 12 gods were incomparable, and they would generate damage through his body. For his part, Azraelo and Goku began to slowly approach, while their auras were like that of dragons colliding with each other, releasing lightnings through the battlefield.
Well, well, I didn't think a being like you could manage to give me a battle, but this is interesting. I'm able to realize how your aura is able to face mine. I'll show you that it'll also be a fight. The blow he gave me a few moments ago is capable of knocking me out.
All this would happen through Goku's mind. A big collision would be generated over the planet, and a big battle would start. Camus would join in with Whis' help, as the angels were starting to take advantage.
I'll fight by your side. Even though I am the ruler of another multiverse, my power has declined greatly. I still don't understand the reason.
Whis would return to see Zeno-sama, realizing in the same way his power was decreased. Something's wrong. Either the planet contains poison or a technique that is a supposed fallen angel. We have to leave this place, since Goku's not able to fight with all his power. For that reason, he's asked us to leave this place.
I definitely don't know if that guy is capable of doing anything against that warrior, but if you trust him, I'll defeat the angels and leave quickly this place.
Whis, along with the ruler Camus, moved at an incredible speed throughout the battlefield, beginning to grant them a great battle. To all the warriors, angel after angel began to fall defeated out of combat. After a few minutes, all the angels had been defeated. However, the energy of Whis and Camus was greatly decreased. I did not think the power of my father would grant him so much. They'd been able to even beat us, but we have to leave quickly. Whis, together with Camus, they watched as a large sphere of energy began to disintegrate Goku Black. From a great combined attack from the gods of destruction, they would turn Goku Black into simple atoms.
We've been able to wipe out that scum. We gotta leave, but what do we do with the other angels? Even they have agreed to eliminate Son Goku. We really take them with us?
At that moment, the priority is to get off this planet. Goku's informed us, since even the warriors of all the universes together are not able to maintain that opening in the barrier that guy created. Azraelo, the fallen angel with the intention of no one escaping, would seal the planet. Mortals wouldn't unite their energies, trying to leave a small hole to get out. Even if they are able to leave with that hole, none of us will be able to get out, as that hole is too small. Goku's voice would resonate in the mind of Whis. If you're all prepared, I can destroy that hole with the intention that all of you will be able to escape, but it's gotta be in seconds. I'm sure that barrier will be formed again. Of course, Mr. Goku, we're ready, whenever you are. Goku with a great roar would drive away the fallen angel, while a great claw of Ozaru would destroy the barrier of the fallen angel completely. In these few seconds, all warriors present would leave, and Vegeta would observe Goku.
Kakarot, you're number one, so I trust you. I'm sorry for always leaving everything in your hands, but don't die. I want to check out how powerful you become. I trust you.
All the warriors would disappear from the prison planet, while Daishinkan, despite having no wounds on his body, was lying on the ground.
No, damn! Am I really gonna have to serve this warrior for all eternity? I refuse. I don't know how I'll succeed. Even Goku Black's body's been turned to ashes.
Azraelo would stand up, while large amounts of blood were released all over his body, and a huge explosion of fury would be depicted on his face.
I can't believe a powerful angel, had fallen to the injury of this bad mere mortal. This has to be a joke. I'll make you suffer.
Azraelo with great speed would get in front of Goku with the intention of hitting him, but Goku would dodge this blow, staying a few centimeters away. You've got good speed, but I don't think you could beat me with your ability. Although you were able to read the mind, I am able to do otherwise. I really didn't release all my power, and these beings appreciate me. I didn't plan to hurt them with my power, but now everyone has left. I'll show you.
Ha ha ha! Don't say stupid things, because even though you have great power, you won't be able to manage to do something against a fallen angel. The difference is in experience is incredible.
Azraelo would be able to react at the last second. A large mountain on his back would be destroyed, as Goku's blow contained a devastating power. You've got good reflexes. Now the real battle begins.
I can't believe the ability that mortal has. He's able to seal it for millions of years. Instead of falling into despair, he is able to use the time room to his advantage. This whole thing is a nightmare.
Both warriors held hands, exerting a great external power. Due to this, hundreds of rocks were destroyed around them. After a few minutes, no clear winner was seen. Both teleported, starting to exchange thousands of blows over the prison planet.
I definitely don't know what this guy should do in this time room. I don't want to die, but I also don't want to serve another guy for millions of years.
On the other hand, all the warriors who participated in the prison planet, along with their deities, would arrive on the planet of the god Beerus. Even if we are able to escape from that planet, we must come up with a plan in case Goku's not able to defeat him, which I doubt very much. He has only given us the time required to escape.
I agree with Whis. Even if that powerful warrior named Goku possesses great power, it's impossible for him to defeat a fallen angel who has forced 4 stars to sacrifice their souls to beat him.
But in that case, what can we do? Since even Daishinkan was the most powerful being below Zeno-sama, was subdued by that guy. We gotta come up with a plan. I'm sure that even though we won't agree, we gotta come up to help the other angels. In the case Goku's defeated, we only have divine energy to be the last resistance. Although I hate that alternative, I understand being the most viable option. But we gotta wait until combat happens on the prison planet.
Oh, I'm sure Kakarot will not die. He's the warrior who overcame death, because from what I understand, Daishinkan granted him immortality, and that his agony in the room of time will be eternal.
I definitely don't understand what happened to my father. He even said that at that time Son Goku was the perfect warrior. I don't know what instant he was thinking started to change, but apparently we can't do anything about it anymore. But for all the 12 universes, a great power was beginning to be felt, while everything around him would tremble. Even hundreds of planets were destroyed. I can't believe that's the power of Son Goku. So that's why he wanted us to leave the planet. I agree with him. We wouldn't be able to withstand this great pressure, because despite being far away, he's able to put some pressure on our bodies. The gods of destruction and participants were very surprised by the great pressure that was released by all 12 universes. For their part, returning to the battlefield, Goku would access 100% of all his power of his celestial transformation. This is all my power. I've given it a few minutes ago, and this moment, the real battle begins. If you have more power hidden, you better release it. I'll not grant you another opportunity like this.
It's time to release all the power I've been sealing in this pathetic tournament. Even I'm not able to reach 50% of my power. It'll be more than enough.
Azraelo would expel all the condensed power in his body, and because of this, a great pressure would fall on Goku's, while Azraelo's power would reach 37% of his power, destroying everything in his path. A great light would rise over the battlefield, observing Azraelo.
I'm able to release the power I've gained. I'm ready.
After the terrifying moment that the Z Warriors had experienced, Goku and Vegeta realized that Beerus and Whis were not on Earth. They had disappeared just moments before the shadow creatures appeared on Earth. This is because Daishinkan discovered that Zeno-sama had been killed by his father and immediately summoned all the angels and gods of destruction. In the majestic realm of all, Daishinkan, the High Priest, summoned all the angels and gods of destruction of the existing universes. The atmosphere in the hall was unusually tense, and concern was reflected in the faces of those present. Daishinkan, with his usual calmness, prepared to share the disturbing truth he had discovered.
Angels and gods of destruction, the time has come to face a powerful truth. Zeno-sama, our beloved king of all, has been slain.
Silence fell over the hall. The angels and the gods of destruction exchanged looks of disbelief and dismay. No one expected that such a tragedy could occur, especially at the hands of someone so powerful.
My investigation revealed that the one responsible for this abominable act was Zeno-sama's own father.
The news resounded like a somber echo in the room. Everyone present processed the shocking revelation. The omnipresent figure of Zeno-sama, the supreme deity, had been shattered by his own protagonist. Mojito, Sidra's angel, spoke in a worried voice. How is it possible that a being as powerful as Zeno-sama's father could have committed such an act?
That is a question for which I still have no answers. But now we must face the consequences of this event. The stability of the multiverse is in danger.
Arak, the god of destruction of Quitella, asked,
"And what measures will we take in the face of this threat? What'll happen to the throne of Zeno-sama?" That is a question we must discuss and resolve. For now, the throne remains empty, and our duty is to maintain peace and balance. But before we make hasty decisions, we need to fully understand the magnitude of this situation.
Beerus and Whis prepared to inform the gods of destruction and angels of all universes about what they had witnessed while on planet Earth with Goku and Vegeta. The hall of the realm of everything was filled with celestial beings, each one expectant and worried about the news they were about to receive.
Attention everyone! We have crucial information to share about the events that have been unfolded.
Before we are summoned here, the father of Zeno-sama appeared on all the planets of the multiverse. Surprise was reflected on the faces of those present. Murmurs and whispers filled the room, as the gods of destruction and angels exchanged looks of disbelief. His visit was not simply to report the death of Zeno-sama. He announced the holding of the tournament that would determine the survival of the planets in each universe. Additional rumors filled the room, creating a constant buzz of concern. The gods of destruction and angels wanted to understand the implications of such an announcement.
He informed the rules of the tournament and the intentions behind such a competition, but it's necessary that we all work together to get answers and face this threat. It is time to join forces and overcome this crisis. The fate of our universes is at stake.
As the gods and angels absorbed the gravity of the situation, in every corner of the hall of the realm of everything, conversations and plans were brewing to confront the mysterious tournament that threatened to upset the balance of the multiverse. Uncertainty hung in the air, but the determination of the divine beings was determined to face the unknown that lay ahead. In the Hall of Everything, Daishinkan, the High Priest, sensed the imminent arrival of extremely powerful entities heading for the different planets of the multiverse. His face reflected seriousness as he prepared to inform all the angels and gods of destruction present of the coming threat.
Gods and angels of destruction, the time has come to face a new and challenging threat. Entities of great power are headed towards the planets of our universes, and their goal seems to be a direct confrontation with the strongest warriors of each world.
The expressions of those present became serious. Aware of the gravity of the situation, Daishinkan continued with determination.
It's crucial that we move quickly to protect the strongest warriors of each planet, regardless of which universe they belong to. The threat we face does not respect universal boundaries, and we must act with unity to preserve the balance.
Vados, the Angel of Champa, raised his hand.
How do you plan for us to move, Daishinkan? We each have responsibilities in our universes. I understand the complexity of this situation, but the magnitude of this threat requires immediate action. I suggest that every angel and god of destruction move to the planets threatened by this unknown force. We must prevent the strongest warriors from being defeated before we can fully understand our enemies.
Sounds like a sensible plan, Daishinkan. If we all work together, we can protect our warriors and gain more information about these powerful entities. Each angel and god of destruction nodded in agreement, accepting the need to act immediately. They moved quickly to the various planets, casting aside universal barriers in a joint effort to safeguard the multiverse.
May the wisdom and power of each of you guide this effort. Let us not underestimate this new threat. Our duty is to protect the existence of our universes.
With those words, the angels and gods of destruction dispersed, leaving the Hall of All in preparation to face a challenge that transcended universal boundaries and demanded the collaboration of all divine beings. Uncertainty hung in the air, but determination to preserve the balance of the multiverse guided the powerful beings in their joint mission. The angels and gods of destruction quickly teleported to the threatened planets, each determined to protect the strongest warriors on the various planets. In the blink of an eye, the skies lit up with flashes of divine energy as Awamo and Ewin, Cognac and Quitella, Matanu and Geen, Whis and Beerus, and the other angels and gods of destruction headed toward their assigned destinations. The planet Thraxis Nocturne lay peaceful in the corner of the cosmos, its nocturnal luminosity radiating a tranquility that was about to be disturbed. In the vast space, Awamo the angel, with his small book in hand, and his god of destruction Ewin, an imposing figure with a stern gaze, detected the arrival of a shadow creature, a minion of Zeno-sama's father. The creature, shrouded in malevolent darkness, descended with malevolent determination towards Thraxis Nocturne. Ewin, without hesitation, deployed his energy of destruction while Awano stood by, hoping to resolve the conflict without a bath of chaos. Creature, your darkness will not be tolerated in this realm. Stop your destructive plans. The shadow creature emanated a guttural growl, its presence emanating an unnatural energy that distorted the space around it. The space battle began with an explosion of opposing forces. Ewin launched destructive beams, while Awamo used his speed to dodge the attacks and assess the situation. Ewin, this creature's stronger than we imagined. We must be cautious. I know, Awamo, but we can't let him destroy Thraxis Nocturne. We must give our best. The shadow creature, agile and evasive, responded to the attacks with dark energy waves that distorted space. The battle spread across the firmament, leaving traces of destructive energy in its wake. Ewin tried to anticipate the creature's movements. However, the shadow creature proved to be agile and adaptive, countering every strategy with an unmatched dark force. Our conventional methods don't work. Ewin, we need to combine our forces. I agree, Awamo. It's time to show them the true power of destruction. Awamo and Ewin merged their energies, creating a flash of light that defied the surrounding darkness. The shadow creature, perceiving the threat, intensified its own energy, generating a collision of cosmic forces that shook space itself. The battle reached a fever pitch, with cosmic explosions lighting up the scene as Awamo and Ewin struggled to contain the darkness. The struggle took place not only on the physical plane, but also on the spiritual one, where the will to protect Thraxis Nocturne was pitted against the ruthless ambition of the shadow creature. The fusion of Awamo and Ewin unleashed a dazzling energy that eclipsed even the nocturnal luminosity of Thraxis Nocturne. The gold and violet glow enveloped the divine couple as they prepared to face the dark threat looming over the peaceful planet. It's time to show the true extent of our power, Awamo. The shadow creature, aware of the growing threat, rushed towards them with supernatural speed. Awamo, with his keen perception, anticipated every movement of the creature, allowing the couple to dodge its onslaughts with heavenly elegance. Keep calm, Ewin. We must synchronize our movements to counteract their darkness. Ewin nodded and unleashed a series of destructive energy blasts that lit up the space around him. However, the shadow creature responded with amazing agility, dodging every attack with meandering movements. The battle became a cosmic game of strategy and speed. The Angel Awamo and the God of Destruction Ewin soon realized that in order to defeat this entity, they would need a coordinated attack that transcended the limits of their individual abilities. In a moment of perfect timing, they unleashed a gale of combined energy. Awamo channeled the energy of destruction while Ewin released violet flashes of destruction.
Focus your energy, Awamo. Let's get rid of this darkness once and for all.
Awamo nodded and joined the attack with determination. The fused energy of both Angel and God turned into a spear of golden and violet light that pierced through space with an impressive speed. The shadow creature, caught in the torrent of power, let out a heart-rending howl as it was enveloped by the luminosity. The impact was abysmal, generating an expansive wave that shook the cosmos. The darkness that enveloped the creature began to dissipate, revealing its twisted and weakened form. Awamo and Ewin, exhausted but triumphant, stood on guard ready for any eventuality.
We have managed to contain their darkness, but we can't let our guard down.
The shadow creature, now visibly weakened, recoiled before the imposing presence of Awamo and Ewin. The light had prevailed over the darkness in the cosmic corner of Thraxis Nocturne. The divine couple remained firm in their duty to protect the planet that this creature wanted to destroy. However, the battle was not yet over, and the fates of the planets remained uncertain in the vastness of space. After the shocked combined attack of Awamo and Ewin, the space around Thraxis Nocturne was vibrating with the residual energy of the cosmic battle. The shadow creature, apparently weakened, remained suspended in the cosmic void, enveloped in a dark glow that seemed to absorb the surrounding light. The divine couple watched cautiously, aware that the fate of Thraxis Nocturne was still hung in the cosmic balance.
Ewin, something's not right. The darkness of that creature seems to be getting stronger instead of weaker. It seems that our attack has absorbed by her, but it shouldn't be possible. How can he transform our energy of destruction to his own power?
The shadow creature, now surrounded by a more intense aura, began to change its shape. Its twisted figure became more defined. His eyes shone with a malevolent lucidity. The darkness emanating from her was becoming denser, distorting the space around her.
You have underestimated my true potential, Angel and God of Destruction. Your energy has strengthened me beyond your comprehension.
The divine couple prepared for what was to come next, aware that the threat they faced had evolved. The shadow creature, now empowered by the absorbed energy, charged towards them with renewed speed and ferocity.
We need to be more cautious, Ewin. It seems that every blow we inflict makes her stronger. Understood, Awamo, but we can't allow this darkness to devour Thraxis Nocturne.
The battle resumed with increased intensity. The shadow creature attacked with bursts of dark energy that cut through space, while Awamo and Ewin responded with flashes of golden and violet light. The cosmic dance of lights and shadows painted an epic picture in the vastness of the universe. Each blow and backlash echoed like thunder in space, distorting reality itself. Awamo, with his keen perception, tried to anticipate the movements of the dark creature, but the dark entity proved to be unpredictable. Ewin, with his energy of destruction, sought to weaken the creature, but his attacks seemed to be absorbed and turned into an additional source of power.
Every time we hit her, her power increases. We can't go on like this. We must find a way to counteract his ability to absorb our energy. Do you have any ideas, Awamo?
Awamo pondered for a moment, his angelic mind working in search of a solution. Meanwhile, the shadow creature, aware of its opponent's confusion, took the opportunity to launch a surprise attack. A wave of dark energy enveloped Awamo and Ewin, distorting their perception and weakening their defenses.
Ha 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 ha! Your resistance is useless. I am the embodiment of darkness. His light cannot prevail before me.
The situation was becoming more and more desperate for the divine couple as they struggled to resist the shadow creature's attacks. Awamo turned his attention to the small book he always carried with him. An idea began to form in his mind.
Ewin, I think I have an idea, but we need to synchronize our attacks in a different way. Explain yourself, Awamo.
Awamo explained his plan to Ewin, who nodded in understanding. Both God and Angel prepared to put their strategy into practice.
The shadow creature, confident in its superiority, launched into the attack again, but this time Awamo and Ewin were ready to respond differently.
Now, Ewin, combine your energy of destruction with mine in a more controlled way.
Ewin nodded and channeled his energy to Awamo, who, in turn, merged it with his. Instead of launching a direct attack, they created a sphere of combined light and energy that floated between them.
Do you think this tactic will change the outcome? We'll see.
The energy sphere began to slowly expand, emanating a glowing light that contrasted the surrounding darkness. The shadow creature, curious but confident, watched the development with disdain. The fused power is not only destructive, but it also has properties that counteract its absorption capacity. The combined energy sphere, now reaching its maximum expansion, released a wave of light and energy that enveloped the shadow creature. This time, instead of absorbing the power, the darkness that characterized her began to dissipate.
What is this? My power should not be weakened. We create an energy that goes beyond destruction and creation, one that neutralizes the darkness that you're trying to absorb.
The shadow creature, weakened by Awamo and Ewin's strategic counterattack, retreated as the combined energy sphere continued to exert its effect. The light emanating from the sphere began to purify the darkness surrounding the entity, revealing its original form before corruption.
It seems our tactic's working, but we must make sure we contain it completely. We can't let our guard down. Let's continue with the strategy until the creature's completely neutralized.
The space battle continued, but this time Awamo and Ewin had the upper hand. His sphere of combined energy continued to exert its purifying effect, dispelling the darkness that threatened Thraxis Nocturne. With each passing moment, the shadow creature grew weaker. The light of hope began to shine in the corner of the cosmos that was once on the verge of destruction. The shadow creature, weakened by Awamo and Ewin's strategy, retreated into space, its distorted form twisting as the combined energy sphere continued to purify the darkness that enveloped it. In a desperate attempt to regain his strength, the shadow creature began to explore its surroundings, looking for an opportunity to turn the situation in his favor.
My power is weakened here. I need to find a place where darkness prevails.
While exploring, the shadow creature noticed something that favored him. His eyes flashed with malevolent anticipation as he discovered that this world was called Thraxis Nocturne because it was a planet plunged into shadows. The dark entity smiled malevolently as he realized that this planet could provide the darkness needed to revitalize his power.
Ha 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 ha! Thraxis Nocturne, a feast of darkness awaits me!
With amazing speed, the shadow creature launched itself towards the planet, traversing space with great speed. Awamo and Ewin, aware of his intentions, followed closely, determined to stop any attempt by the shadow creature to plunge into the darkness of the planet. As the creature approached Thraxis Nocturne, the darkness of the planet seemed to intensify, as if responding to its presence. The planet's nighttime atmosphere shone with a faint luminosity, offering a fascinating contrast to the surrounding stars.
Ewin, we must prevent the creature from being filled with dark power. If she succeeds, it'll be even more difficult to stop her. Understood, Awamo. We'll not allow the darkness of this planet to fall into the hands of that entity.
The shadow creature descended on Thraxis Nocturne with a terrifying impetus. As she approached, the darkness seemed to take her in, enveloping her with a gloomy welcome. The shadow creature began to absorb the darkness of the planet, its twisted form vibrating with a new energy as it filled with the essence of Thraxis Nocturne.
Ha 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 ha! Yes, this darkness will strengthen me. Nothing can stop me now.
Awamo and Ewin, wasting no time, headed towards the shadow creature, determined to stop its advance before it became unstoppable. The battle in the shadows of Thraxis Nocturne was about to take a very drastic turn.
We cannot allow this darkness to completely corrupt this creature. We must stop her before she becomes invincible. Your previous strategy was effective, Awamo. Let's keep working together to counter his power.
Deep in the shadows of Thraxis Nocturne, the intense presence of the absorbing shadow creature did not go unnoticed by the most powerful warriors on the planet. Turles, Bardock, Raditz, Frieza, and his brother Cooler felt the darkness increasing around them and, with a mixture of amazement and concern, headed toward the epicenter of the threat.
Something's not right. The darkness in this place is getting denser.
Whatever it is, we cannot let it threaten Thraxis Nocturne. Let's investigate.
The warriors moved nimbly across the gloomy terrain, advancing towards the source of the darkness. As they got closer, the atmosphere became heavier, as if the shadow itself wanted to resist their advance.
The darkness is different. I feel a strange pressure. I'm not afraid of the dark, but this is unusual. Cooler, stay alert.
Understood, Frieza. Let's find out what's going on.
Suddenly, a wave of dark energy erupted before them, revealing the shadow creature that was absorbing the darkness of the planet. His twisted figure and malevolent aura were as evident as the threat he posed to Thraxis Nocturne.
Warriors of this planet, his darkness feeds me. Soon I will be unstoppable.
We won't let you destroy Thraxis Nocturne. Get ready, creature.
The warriors went on the attack, each unleashing their unique power against the dark entity. Turtles unleashed his evil aura, releasing bursts of destructive energy. Bardock channeled his Saiyan fury into powerful blows, while Raditz and Cooler coordinated their attacks to create a symphony of destruction. Frieza intensifying the struggle.
This creature doesn't know who he's up against.
Your resistance is useless. Each blow only increases my power.
The shadow creature, powered by the darkness of Thraxis Nocturne, absorbed attacks with defiant ease. Each impact seemed to strengthen rather than weaken it, plunging the warriors into the disturbing reality that they were facing an enemy that fed on its own darkness.
It's not working. He's getting stronger and stronger.
We need to change our strategy. We can't let it absorb all the darkness on the planet.
While the warriors struggled to find an effective strategy, the shadow creature, with its distorted laughter, continued to absorb the darkness, becoming more and more powerful. The Battle of Thraxis Nocturne's survival was at its most critical, and the warriors knew that they had to find a solution before the dark entity became invincible. The dark aura released by the shadow creature enveloped the warriors of Thraxis Nocturne, gradually weakening them. The warriors struggled to stay on their feet as the entity's malevolent energy infiltrated their bodies, obscuring their vital forces.
This is it. Too much.
I can't let that defeat us like this.
The warriors, despite their bravery, were overcome by the darkness emanating from the aura of the shadow creature. At that critical moment, when hope seemed to be fading, a heavenly light pierced the shadows. Owamo and Ewin, the angels charged with protecting Thraxis Nocturne, arrived on the battlefield.
The darkness emanating from this creature is breathtaking. We cannot allow it to take over this planet. Time to show these warriors how to fight true darkness.
The angel spread his wings, and together with the god of destruction, they advanced towards the shadow creature, his presence radiating a luminosity that defied the malevolent nature of the dark aura. As it approached, the dark entities sensed the arrival of divine beings and turned to face the new threat.
Ha 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 ha! More insignificant beings. His light will be devoured by my darkness. Don't underestimate the power of light. Darkness cannot resist the true essence of creation.
Owamo extended his hand, and a purifying light enveloped the battlefield, counteracting the dark effect of the creature's aura. Ewin, on the other hand, deployed the energy of destruction, creating a perfect balance between light and darkness. The shadow creature, for the first time, felt the pressure of forces that it could not easily absorb or resist. The conflict took a turn, and the battle became more intense as the angel and god of destruction faced the dark entity with the unique combination of light and destruction.
The real struggle starts now. We'll protect Thraxis Nocturne from the darkness you represent.
The fight between the angels and the shadow creature reached impressive levels, with bursts of energy illuminating the dark planet of Thraxis Nocturne. Meanwhile, the warriors, freed from the debilitating effects of the dark aura, watched the fight, hoping that their planet would not be destroyed. What will happen next? Find out in the next chapter. Well guys, this is all for today's chapter. I hope you liked it and it was to your liking. Now don't forget to leave your powerful like Supreme God level, comment and subscribe. Now without further ado, see you in a new video. Until next time.